Good Friday morning, or good Monday, good morning that's Friday. It's not Good Friday, of course it's not. It's about, I'm guessing 9 o'clock in the morning here on Friday, November 18th, 2022. As you can see, there's lots of little grass here. There's the dead Bermuda grass, and there's little green things coming up between. This is where they were. They ate quite a bit of it. I'm going to check on their water, see how they're doing on the water. I see the yellow floater, so that means that there's water at least that high, which is a good sign. Let's go see what it is. Yeah, they got plenty of water. Plenty of good, clean, fresh water. Of course, they like to put their grass in there. These are the minerals. It's probably in a bad position. I probably shouldn't put it so close to the fence. Yeah, they ate up all the loose minerals. Now they just got the stuff that turned to stone that I haven't knocked out yet. Anyway, yeah, things are looking good this morning. The chickens, I'll just give a chicken update right now. I gave them 25 pounds of feed this morning instead of 50. I need them to finish eating soon. So they have 24 hours with no food. So when we go to process them or harvest them, put them in the freezer, whatever you want to call it, there's not a lot of chicken poo to contaminate the meat. So I might take some videos of that process. I am by no means an expert, so I don't want to give people bad advice. There are people out there that are experts. Featherman has some nice videos on how to process a chicken, and he does it several different ways, using tools and by hand and different things. So I think he has a pretty good process. So I'll probably follow his process. There is somebody's building a pyramid in my pasture. The calves found it here. Just a pile of dirt, right? It's just dirt. It's like good dirt. It's like the kind of dirt you'd find in a garden. It's all soft. It's not very sticky. But some creature was out here digging holes, I think. Probably moles. I'm just going to say moles and leave it at that. I don't know what else would dig a hole that deep or that big. I think these are old manure patties. No, this is probably just dirt. So anyway, we got some nice grass out here. As I said about a week ago or half a week ago, the grass gets a little better the more you go into the middle. That wasn't true this summer. This summer, the middle part of this area didn't have much grass at all. But with the rain and stuff, I think it's doing pretty good. And I think we'll do fine until the end of the row. And next row looks pretty good too. Let me just kind of walk into the future here. Satisfy my own curiosity here. So, let's just walk and see what we got. So this would be 1 week in the future. There's a little bit of a gully here. It's barely noticeable when you're on it. Just kind of see what the future holds. Lots of little green pieces of grass. I'm not completely impressed with the color. I think it needs to be a little darker green. And that comes from better nutrients in the soil. Rather, the plants being able to access the nutrients in the soil, which requires all the other bits of life to help it access that. This is roughly 2 weeks in the future. So in December we'll be here. This is what December is going to look like. It's not too good. Yeah, December is going to be tough. Let's keep going. I mean, there's lots of little green grass, but I don't think it'll be big green grass by the time we get here. Unless we have a nice week of warm, not hot, but warm weather. Then we might see some results here. keep going. So this is the second week of December around here. Well, it looks a little better. It's not too bad. If I put the cows on this right now, they would be really struggling. Like it's not long enough really for them to eat. The sheep would probably do fine. Cows would struggle. So let's say this is mid-December. So this is where, I think this is where the cows were, yeah, they were around here, or not quite here, when I mowed down the goat weed. The reason why I know that is because there's goat weed here that I didn't mow. This is not that great. Here we go, it gets better. There's some pretty good grass here. Let's take a little bit more look into the future. Let's say this is the third week of December. And further down we can see January. It's not great. To be honest, it's not really that good. There's old patties that are still digesting in the field. All right, let's pretend this is January. And the grass doesn't grow another inch by the time they get here. Ooh, there's clover. We have some clover going. So if the cows got here in January, and the grass hasn't grown any at all. There's some grass here, look at this. That's some grass. I'd feel pretty bad for them. And then, let's see, probably mid-January is when we finish everything. Just guessing, I'm not measuring. It gets a little better. This isn't too bad. Now there's manure patties that haven't digested. They're just standing there as if they were dropped yesterday. That's not a good sign. I want the bugs to do their work. Bring those manure patties into the soil. And then here, it's not quite as good as I just was, but it's still pretty decent. I think come springtime, we're gonna explode. The grass, the ryegrass wants to get cold. And then when the warmth comes back in the spring, then it just explodes. And I think we'll be in grass up to our waist. And we'll be saying, we need 10 times as many cows on this land. That's what I think will be happening. That's what it looks like in the future. Is this a tree? Looks like we have a little tree growing here. Don't know what kind of tree that is. Don't know whether to keep it or kill it. I guess I'll let the cows decide. The sheep will probably eat it clean. Although honestly, no, that looks more like a weed, not a tree. Honestly, the sheep will probably just eat the leaves off of it. All right, this is, let's say, mid-January or late January. Mid to late January, temperatures are cold. Hopefully it'll be a little wet. Last January was dry, but hopefully this year it'll be a little wet. And hopefully, look at this new grass. This is grass that looks like I just seeded a lawn, you know. And this is the edge of my property here. This is it. And then I know that in the part of my pasture I have pretty decent grass. So if I can last to mid-January here and finish February and then get back to where they're at right about now in March, that should be when the grass is exploding. So that kind of gives you a clue on how far we came. Yeah, I can see my footsteps in the grass. So I have lots of hope, especially if we get a little bit more growth. If we get 1 or 2 weeks of warm, not hot weather in the 60s and 70s, I think that's the ideal growing conditions for ryegrass and the cool season grasses. And so if we get a couple more weeks like that, which I think next week's going to be a little bit warm, then we should have plenty of grass. And the only thing I'd buy for them is probably protein supplement. If I see their stool getting too hard. Minerals and protein supplement. So if I can do this without hay, that means I buy hay only when it's cheap. Only when they're practically giving it away. And I buy old hay because I don't need the hay for the nutrients. Oh, look, there's some over here. Or something. I don't know what that is. But I guess that's my strategy. With the cow-calf operation, one of the nice things about a cow-calf operation is, somebody's going to beat me up for saying this, but the nice thing about the cow-calf operation is the only thing that's important is getting a healthy calf born and getting that healthy calf up to the point where it can be weaned. The health of the mother, the condition of the mother, is not really as important as you think. Cows are very durable and sturdy creatures. It's one of the reasons why people like them is they're kind of hard to kill, you know, through negligence and things like that. So my goal isn't to create the most fantastic looking cows in the universe. The goal with the cow-calf operation is to get calves. And those calves, you can do whatever you want with them. You can sell them, you could breed them, you can bring them up to weight and bring them to the slaughterhouse, turn them into steaks on your dinner plate. Now the steaks on the dinner plate, that's pretty important that the cows are in good condition, right? Nobody wants to eat a tough steak. Nobody wants to work on a ranch and then come home to a tough steak. You know, if we have access to the tools to make good steak, we might as well do that, you know. So anyway, but the condition of the cows really isn't that, it's not the most important thing, right? So in terms of food, I just need to make sure they get the right nutrients in their diet to give me healthy calves. And when the cows are open, and what that means is they don't have any babies inside of them, and they're not nursing any calves, then the goal for open cows is to keep them alive, right? And then when you're getting ready to breed them again, then you have to start worrying about nutrition and things like that before they breed. But the in-between periods, it's not terribly important, right? Now my cows, I thought that they were open. I was planning to go through winter without any nursing calves, or one or two, right? Now I got like, what, 3 or 4. So I do have to be a little careful. If I starve the moms, the calves will die, or they'll be sick, or they'll be stunted. None of those things are good. So I do have to kind of be careful about nutrition. So I'm going to keep my eyes on them. I'm going to listen to them when I come out in the morning. As you can hear, they're quiet. They're either quiet because they've given up on trying to talk to me, or because things are going well. Either way, I think it's because things are going well. Good enough, right? Not great, not perfect. Good enough, right? Look at this little stand of grass. Anyway, so that's the goal. Keep the cows happy, keep them alive. Don't worry too much about making them fat. It's not time to make them fat. Besides, fat cows don't make happy calves. Sorry, the wind is blowing really hard. Fat cows don't make good calves. If the cows are too fat, the calves don't do very well. So you want to be the in-between. You want not skinny moms, but lean moms for optimum health. So that's what I'm shooting for. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and bye-bye.